In Matthew 5:28, Jesus says that it is a sin to lust after a woman in your heart. Now, I can't tell you how many Torah teachers and rabbis will tell you that thoughts cannot be evil, that the only things that can be sin are actions, and I will prove them wrong using the Torah. And a little bit of the writings. Job said in Job 31:1, I made a covenant with my eyes, not to look lustfully at a young woman. Here, Job seems to be demonstrating what likely is an ancient principle to not lust after a woman. In fact, if you read other translations, Job seems to look at his very own eyes as a gateway to lust. So this is why he asks, why should I have a strong desire for a young woman? And I can't believe that there are people that will actually tell me that follow Torah, that follow Yeshua, that, Jesus was just building, a wall around, adultery, the laws of adultery, and that there's nothing really in the Torah indicating that just looking at someone with your eyes and then having a strong, passionate desire for them in your heart is a bad thing. But I suppose if you want to get smoked by the word of God, then stick around, because Exodus chapter 20 verse 17 says not to covet thy neighbor's wife. It doesn't say don't sleep with her. It says don't covet her. And what does covet have to do with? It has to do with the desire from within. Deuteronomy, same thing here, just a direct quote from the book of Exodus. Now I'm backing myself up here, because to covet means to desire something that belongs to somebody else. When you lust after a woman that is unmarried, you're lusting after a woman that still belongs to the father, right? Because you haven't married her. But when you're lusting after a woman that is married, you are coveting someone else's wife, both of which are violations of the Torah. What is lust? A strong sexual desire. The Hebrew word for covet means to lust after something or to desire something. Again, we see this in the Strongs. In some translations of the Matthew passage, it is quoted as an evil desire. So the Torah does describe looking at with lust and desiring things that do not belong to you as a sin. Job declared that his heart being ravished by the wife of his neighbor was debauchery and sin. We don't need the Talmud to try and create a moral equivalent to what Jesus said about lust. We have the Torah, and that's all we need. Now, I will close on this just to create a point of agreement here. I do believe that this is an extension of some sort of previously existing principle, obviously, because the Torah is very clear. Don't lust after your neighbor's wife. But then Jesus says here, don't lust after any woman, period.